How's it going, everyone? Welcome to the podcast. Today on the show, we have research regarding high school experiences. I'm Matthew Weiss.
I'm Shane Pillen.
And I'm Andrew Olson.
And this is our research on high school experiences.
I'm Lavelle Rosetsky.
Matthew, how would you say your grades are?
Mediocre at best.
Mediocre, I bet. Lavelle?
Pretty good.
Pretty good?
Yeah.
Okay. Andrew?
I mean, good besides certain topics like English. Not the best because it's big group assignments, long tedious tasks that just kind of get you stressed out or just tired or bored, one of the three.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from.
Shane, why would you say your grades aren't as good as they should be?
So I don't do as much as I should.
Why?
Is it work
I
ethic?
I had a cold case of senioritis for a while. But time's running out. We gotta change our game plan.
Are you making an academic comeback, Shane?
I sure am. I'm
All right.
proud of it.
Talking about senioritis, so I feel like it's fallen on a lot of people, especially this group, because none of us want to be here, none of us want to do this, but we're all here talking about it. So.
I've had senioritis since 6th grade.
Yeah, about all high school.
Did the principal call any of you in to talk
Oh,
about
no.
your grades? He told me
No.
he was talking about, he was gonna get seniors. He was getting every senior to talk
He
about.
lied.
Yeah,
Oh.
apparently there was like 150 seniors right now that are failing a class.
It's like 16% of them that
It's-
aren't going to actually pass, that aren't
Yeah.
going to graduate.
It's crazy. People are way behind on credits this year. I feel like it's getting worse and worse every year. Like people are just getting dumber and dumber. It's,
What a statement.
it's true.
They're just losing work ethic.
So Matthew, how do you think people are in high school?
I think people are judgmental, just like over the top. People are always trying to be the coolest kid. Why? What do you gain from that?
I feel like that's what's always been. It's died down a lot from what was in middle school with the fights. Surprisingly, at Lapeer, there's not a whole lot of fights compared to like Grand Blanc schools, Davison.
That's
they have
true.
fights almost daily.
That's true.
I mean,
Just-
Zemmer has a lot of fights.
Yeah, Zemmer does
Oh,
too. I mean, that's how it kind of was. Like they kind of built up from Roland Warner, Zemmer, but when you get to the high school, they kind of all stop.
Yeah, because most people don't want to, like, not have a chance into
Yeah,
college.
It's not worth it anymore. Like all the kids are fighting to see who's cooler than each other. But when you get to high school, it's
Yeah, now you just key somebody's car.
slash someone's tires.
Get some
That's-
serious punishment.
Wrap some barbed wire around somebody's drive shaft. It'll work.
It gets to the point where you're trying to be better than someone so much that you just start belittling them, just trying to cut them down as much as you can.
And that's another thing with bullying and all that. One thing though is, especially with bullying, I mean, that's not as prominent as it used to be. Especially like when we were kids, it wasn't even around that much. It kind of picked up in Roland Warner and Zemmer, but after that, I mean, I have not seen a single case of bullying at the high school.
It's
I mean, I've heard people kind of talk to each other about a certain kid being weird or something, but it's not like you go and confront this kid. It's nowhere near as bad as it used to be. Especially when it's like documented and stuff in older movies where bullying's like this huge thing. You don't even see it anymore.
I feel like it's, like, more of a discreet issue that happens behind closed doors.
if anything, more cyberbullying.
Yeah, it's
but
more of a
even that
cyber
isn't
issue.
as bad as they make it seem.
Yeah, it's more
here at
online
least.
now.
Yeah, and speaking of cyberbullying, there was a huge thing with the school esports club because two kids were yelling at each other and then threatening each other over esports, which is just
That's
I don't even-
wild.
It is. It's
Yeah.
like petty. Kids starting to slap each other over it.
Imagine slapping somebody over a game of Overwatch.
That's literally what it was over. It was over a game of Overwatch. But yeah, back to the whole bullying thing. I mean, you see all the posters about it, but you rarely see an actual case of it or anyone getting in trouble for
It's
it.
because the posters are stopping it.
That's the big one. Anyone getting in trouble for it.
And the thing is, too, what I felt very strongly about going through Roland Warner and Zemmer, when bullying was an issue, with the zero tolerance policy, it really favored bullies. Because some kid could bully you, and the staff never did anything about it. But if you did anything back to him, it was an immediate suspension.
I had a cousin that came to this school a couple years ago, and she was bullied hardcore to where she went online, but nothing was ever done about it because it was the principal's daughter.
Yeah, and with that too, they never do anything because when I was at Zemmer, some kid kept five-starring me every day, kept telling me to stop. I told people to stop, I told staff, nothing happened. And then night comes, he does it again, and I just punched him in the face. And then I get suspended, he gets suspended, and he comes back. I mean, he didn't do it after that, but it's just I
looks
shouldn't
like-
get in trouble for defending myself.
Right.
After the staff does nothing.
It looks like justice was served.
Yeah.
You're like Batman in that moment. He's never been bullied.
Yeah. I didn't get bullied when I was in Zebra or Roll Warner. I don't know. It was just different for me.
I went to Chatfield. I was hazed. I was hazed a lot.
Yeah, people really didn't mess with me. I was just kind of like
I wonder.
my own person in those schools, you know.
I didn't even know you existed in that school. I never saw you.
There's no way.
Never knew you were there.
There's no way. He's
There is
like,
no way. It's crazy.
I can't say it, but he's different.
Yeah,
From the bottom. I
that's,
can't put my finger on it.
that's crazy. They'll be saying all that. You know, that's the problem these days, you know.
I think it's the way he dresses.
They just
Yeah,
get away with it.
he dresses in Nike, just blends in so well
Yeah.
Yeah.
to a backdrop
Yeah.
of nighttime.
And with all of this stuff, I've been looking up some research with like people being tired, people being stressed, just all the emotions that go through school. And the statistics are actually kind of crazy, with over 50% of people being stressed and over 80% of students being just bored in their daily life at school. Because there is so much work, but it's just busy work at this point. There's not many quick, challenging assignments. It's just how many assignments can a teacher crank out and just make you do. And it really just tanks your grade sometimes when you just get lazy for a minute, especially in senior year where everybody's getting lazy.
Especially this assignment.
Yeah.
This assignment in specific should have been a single person assignment. Involving a group makes it much more difficult
It's
to
just-
cooperate.
English in general, with senior year and everything, people are just looking to have fun now.
I mean, I liked Mr. Merlot's class. His class was easy, but it also taught us a few things. I didn't learn a lot from it, but I learned a decent amount.
It goes from teacher to teacher with how assignments are posted too. Like you
Yeah.
can go from two different English teachers, and one gives you one assignment a week, and one gives you an assignment that lasts 4 months long.
Yeah.
And you just have to keep working on it. And if you start to get behind on some stuff, it can just keep you behind. I mean, that's how I am right now. I hit COVID and then got a few assignments behind, and it just keeps building up and building up and building up. And I just have not had the energy to go and get it back yet.
I definitely agree with you. When you have one assignment, you can focus on that assignment. You know what you're doing, and you can spend your time on it. When you have multiple assignments, you got to flop back and forth to what one. It's really almost choosing the bigger pointed grade. You know what one you need to get
I
done.
mean, that's how it is nowadays. It's not about learning. It's about getting that number as high as you can just to pass.
I feel
Not
like,
even to pass it sometimes, just to get the better grade.
I feel like this is a big assignment, but then we have all these other ones that are just stacked on
Yeah.
top of it.
I also feel like we have all
Reflection.
these factors playing into this assignment about all of us being here.
Yeah, it should just keeps adding on assignments, and you just gotta get through them.
You're just
And
waiting,
then-
weren't you?
I mean, yeah, we have this one big assignment, but there's so many other small, like 10, 20-point assignments just cluttering it up and just distracting everyone. And give it with some people that didn't miss a week or haven't missed a lot of days, it's kind of easy. Like once you start doing it, you can kind of keep on track. But when you have this big assignment that comes up and you're already so far behind, with all these assignments that are required for it,
Lavelle, what's your stance on the school bathrooms?
There's a lot of problems in there, like kids vaping, a lot of fights happening in there. Teachers don't know what's going on in there. They hide it pretty well. We need more like teachers in there to supervise. It's a dangerous place in there.
Yeah. All right, so one time when I was in the bathroom doing my due diligence, right? I got my shoe stolen while I was sitting down on the potty there.
What? Really?
Yeah, it was just taken right off my foot, savagely, might I add.
I mean, like, what kind of shoe was it?
Oh, it was Jordan's.
Oh yeah, that.
Oh.
Did there?
So one time I was going to the bathroom. I was just trying to use the bathroom, and there was 6 guys in there just picking each other up. They're all just picking each other up, like 6 separate people, like just taking turns, just seeing if they could pick each other up. I don't know what their goal was, what they're trying to accomplish, but I was like, I was like, excuse me, and they're like, no. They just said no. I was like, what do you mean no? Can I use the bathroom? They're like, you're gonna have to wait.
You wanna know what that reminds me of? The one time I walked into the lunchroom bathroom and one of the toilet seats was on the fire alarm.
I remember that.
That was so.
On the fire
That was
alarm.
so funny. I
How does
walked
that
around the
even-
corner and just saw a toilet seat on the fire alarm, and I was like, "Yeah, that seems right in Lapeer schools."
Yeah, that
after
just
all.
makes sense.
It really does. Lapeer schools. Shouts out my mom.
They've done better with the graffiti though. Honestly.
I mean,
that used to be
not
really
covering
bad.
it up.
Yeah, I mean, it used to be like really bad.
There's
Yeah.
graffiti outside the school. You can still see it actually.
Really.
Yeah, it's all around the walls over there.
Where's over there?
Like over on the school.
Like where on? The
Over
school?
there. Like literally right over there.
Like right there?
Like right by the 5th entrance? I don't know. I think that's a 5 or an S. Just within this last year, ThriveTeen.com reports that 44% of high school students reported feeling signs of depression. Overall, says FrontierSend.org, students have lost their want to learn and want to do stuff because teachers do not help them and or they are getting bullied. It's just often an outside effect that is going on in their life, and high school is just not a happy place for them. Overall, said co-author Mark Brackett, students see school as a place where they experience negative emotions. This was brought to you by Yale.